Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, please excuse that the rabbit may be running around in the background. I've let him out for a little bit and I'm having a filming day today and it's kind of not going how I originally planned. Every video has been filmed in a different place so far. I filmed my first video in my room and there was lots of noise going on whilst I was trying to film and my makeup wasn't going right. I also spent a good hour, maybe more, trying to get rid of a wasp out of my bathroom. Filming my second video, it just didn't go well. I'm still going to upload it, it's just a little bit all over the place. And now I'm sitting down to film another one in here, just in case more noise comes from, because basically where the work was being done, it was like right next to my room where I usually film, and I don't like filming in there at the moment. I don't like any of the backgrounds that I use, and like I just prefer filming in here if I can because there's more space and there's a bit of fluff in the way of the camera. This isn't a good angle either because I'm like having to hunch over, but I just wanted it to be a really chilled video. I want more videos to be like this on my channel. I do like doing the ones where it's sat down in front of my ring light and stuff and a little bit more professional. Can't really call it professional because I'm not professional, but I do like doing videos like that, but I also like doing these really relaxed ones. And today I am filming a video that I have been meaning to do for such a long time. I am doing the assumptions video where I read your assumptions about me and tell you if they're true or not. I'm just going to look through and answer some of them for you because I've been wanting to do this a long time and I thought this would be kind of fun. Okay, so I'm keeping all of these anonymous as well, just in case people ask maybe more personal questions and they don't want me to know, or they just want to keep anonymous. Why can't I talk? This is one of the problems I've had with filming today. I can't get my words out. It's really frustrating because I've been so excited to have this filming day and it's just all going wrong and I could cry, but I'm trying to just laugh to stop myself from crying. So the first one is that you think you're not good enough to be a face character for Disneyland, and they've put in brackets, not true in my opinion. So I've said to people to either give me assumptions that they have of me or that they think other people have of me. So this is obviously something like she assumes that this is how I would think about myself. Yes, this is very true. Not that I'm not good enough, because I know now that I've passed my Disneyland Paris audition. If you didn't know, where have you been? Because it's all I've talked about since January. But I passed the Disneyland Paris audition, currently on the waiting list, waiting for them to find a contract for me, and I'm not being considered for a face character, I'm being considered for just character and parade, so like fur character and parade performer. So I know that I have the talent levels required to work there. Like, this isn't me being big-headed, this is just, it's hard to like be confident and try and feel good about yourself without feeling like you're being big-headed or you sound like you got a massive ego. But no, Ted, out of there. From passing the audition, that means that I have the talent level required. So I know that like I have the dance ability and all of that. It's just I don't think I have the right look for face characters, and I feel like some I do more than others, but I just don't know if I'd ever be considered for a face character. But I'm not going to say it's never going to happen because I don't like to think that way, because you never know. It could happen one day. But yeah, I guess that assumption is true, that I just don't think I have the right look, unfortunately. But thank you for not thinking that's true. The next one is that you are Disney obsessed, and I can confirm that is very true. Again, if this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, you may not actually know that. So yes, if you didn't know that, I am Disney obsessed. I love it so much and it's been a part of my whole life. This is really cheesy, but like from my childhood, everything, I've just grown up being surrounded by Disney, and I think that's why I love it so much. The next one is you're crazy but in the best way, and I would agree with this. I just love being myself. I'm not like everyone else. I'm a bit mad sometimes, but normal's boring. So yeah, as you can probably tell if you watch my videos a lot, I am a little bit crazy. My head is in the clouds. I overthink things. I am very like, once you get to know me, I'm very like outgoing. I'm a bit mad, and that's very much okay, but yeah, I do agree with that. I am a bit crazy. Then the next one is that you're an amazing talented human. I didn't need to assume that though, because it's true. My heart, thank you so much. Again, I find it hard to admit to myself that I'm talented. It's one of the positive affirmations I try to apply every day and tell myself that I am talented enough for what I want to do and just in general. So I'm getting better at believing in myself, but there's still a little bit of a way to go. Ew, there's an ant. Am I in Bug's Life today? What's happening? Next is that The Lion King is your favourite musical ever because Disney. And I always find it really hard to say what my favourite musical is because it's just hard to choose, but Lion King is definitely up there. I don't know, it's when I get asked what my favourite musical is, I can never answer, but yes, I would agree, maybe, but there's quite a few musicals that I can't decide which one's my favourite, but that is definitely one of them. The music is incredible. I cried my eyes out when I went to see it. The next assumption is that I assume you keep a lot inside sometimes, and yes, this is partly true because I believe that I'm quite open, like especially on my YouTube. Like I talk about how I'm genuinely feeling. Like I've been honest with you today that everything seems to be going wrong for me and I'm getting really frustrated because I don't know, it's just not going well. Whenever I have a filming day and I get inspired by YouTube and I want to film videos, it always goes wrong and I think I'm gonna cry. I know this is so pathetic, but I just love doing videos, but then whenever I try my hardest and have a day devoted to it, it always goes wrong and then it looks like I've made no effort and it's just really frustrating. So I'm honest with you, I talk about a lot about my anxiety and stuff, and more so to other people now. Like I don't just like tell everyone my life story and like don't keep anything inside. Obviously that's normal, but like there's things that I would like to talk about more that I don't, and it's honestly just because I'm a bit scared, to be honest. It's just a part of me and like I've never really spoken about before. I can't tell you enough how much I want to talk about things like that, but I'm just really nervous and I want to make more videos about certain topics, and I hold myself back from doing it because I don't know, I'm just a bit scared to be open about some things. But I do really want to work on it, and maybe soon. Like I'm not going to force myself to tell you things that I don't want to talk about, obviously, but there's things I want to start talking about more, which I don't because I'm too scared to, and I want to get out of that and start making some more videos like that, and I don't know, just be able to be completely open and not feel like I'm hiding anything. I'm making it sound like I'm like Hannah Montana or something, I've got some like secret double life. No, it's just like things about me that I don't talk about, and I would like to more, but hopefully one day I will. I am very much myself. I don't put on a fake personality or anything. This is who I am and I'm proud of myself for that, but there are things that I don't talk about and specific things that I wish I could talk about, and I can talk about, of course. There's nothing stopping me, it's just my own brain that's stopping me, and fear of judgment and things like that. So one day it will happen and I will be able to be more open, but I am working on it and hopefully it'll be soon. Next one, totally assumes you're a real life Disney princess in disguise. I'm gonna go with yes, that is true. The next one is a very controversial one. You agree with Brexit and want to leave the EU. Sorry if it's too political, you don't have to answer. I'm gonna be very open here. I don't want to cause beef with anyone. I don't want this to cause a debate. I mean, not many people watch my videos anyway. If people were to comment on this, then, you know, just don't, or just be nice. Honestly, with everything that's going on with all of Brexit and everything at the moment, I'm just confused as to what's happening anymore. Like, it's got to a point where I don't even know, basically. But I know it's kind of awkward to talk about your political views online, so I'm like, do I say? Personally, from the information I had and have, I didn't want to leave, but I don't know what's happening from now, so honestly I don't want to say too much on it because I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to, and yeah, that's what I originally wanted and I think I still want. Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me anymore. I tried to keep up with it but I just can't, so yeah, I'm just going to leave that there because I'm glad you asked that question. Obviously, I'm not going to say who it was because I'm keeping this anonymous, but don't think that I'm annoyed that you've asked such a personal question because I like when people ask personal questions. That's what I want more of. Like the last question, not the princess one, I mean the thing about keeping everything inside or keeping things inside. And I just like that I want to be able to talk more openly about things, but yeah, this specifically, I'm just going to leave there because I don't want to go too much into that because it's interesting topic that's quite hard to discuss. The next one, you're a really good dancer, actor and singer. Again, this kind of relates to the one that was really lovely left for me about being really talented, and I'd like to think that I'm good. Like, I've been doing it a long time and I've been involved in some really good shows and performances, and I've been given some great opportunities, like different roles and stuff, so I'd like to think that I am good. I need to stop saying it like that, because I want to say I'm good, but then I don't want it to sound like I think I'm amazing and I'm being big-headed. But I know that I have some talent because I've been working on it for such a long time, and I'm going off as well what people tell me, and you know, like people who I do shows for tell me, like when they're casting and stuff, and I don't know, that's what I go off. And it's so awkward trying to be confident in yourself without, because I don't want people to think I'm big-headed and be like, I don't know, it's hard. But yeah, I would like to think that I'm good. I've been working on it for a long time, since I was a child, so I would hope that I've got some level of talent in it. But my singing especially has improved a lot recently. I've been working so hard on it. Obviously I've been working hard on everything, and my dance as well actually has improved a lot, like my technique and stuff, because I've been taking more classes to help me with that, and I've been working really hard on my singing and everything, so I'm definitely improving a lot, I know that. And then I went over to my Facebook and asked for some assumptions, and I just got a lot of people being very, very nice, and it was very sweet. So it's not necessarily like specific assumptions that I can answer, it's just people being very nice and telling me what they thought of me, but without me sounding like, again, I'm being big-headed and I'm like, oh, look at what all these people think of me, everyone thinks I'm great. But I just thought I'd read some of these out. When we first met, I assumed you were going to be a very stereotypical dancer girl, or wow, I'm amazing type. I was very quickly proven wrong, and later learned that you're one of the kindest, nicest, most supportive and understanding people I have ever had the fortune to meet, let alone call my friend. So now I assume your parents should be sainted for blessing this earth with you. Well, thank you. I don't know if that's true or not. It's interesting that that was your first impression of me, and obviously I'm not offended, like that's totally fine. That's your first impression of me. Like, it's interesting to see, because I am very much the opposite of that, and it is strange how, like, it just proves that first impressions don't mean everything. Because I'm definitely not the sort of person that thinks they're amazing, and you all know that if you watch my videos a lot. I have a lot of self-confidence issues, and definitely improving and working on it, but I'm not one of those people that thinks I'm amazing. And one of the things I do say about myself is that I am a kind person. That is something I'm not afraid to say, because I do genuinely know I'm a kind person. I always make the effort to be kind to people and help people that need it. I'm one of those people that gets like a thrill off helping people. So like when people message me about my videos saying I've inspired them for something, or just in general people will come up to me and say thank you for helping me with this, or I just love that feeling, and I just love helping people and being kind. So that is one thing that I will agree with, and that's not me being big-headed either. I just know I'm kind because I work hard on being kind, and that is one of the things I like about myself. I like to think I'm supporting. I always support my friends in whatever they believe in or whatever they do. I always stick by them. So thank you very much for that assumption. That was very kind. Oh, so awkward when people are nice. Why can't I just embrace it? Then I'm not going to leave this one as anonymous, because it'll probably be kind of obvious anyway. But my mom then said, you're a pain in my arse, but I love you endless amounts and I'm proud of you every day. I am a pain sometimes. I will definitely agree to that. I'm not an angel. I can be a pain sometimes. I moan a lot, and I get very excited about things. Like I haven't shut up about Disney, and I'm probably driving my mum insane. She is very proud of me, which is amazing, and she supports me a lot. Someone else commented underneath saying, I was going to say you have a very supportive family and friendship group, and this proves it. I have a supportive family and friendship group, which I definitely agree with. My family and friends are really supportive, especially of my goal at the moment, of course, to work at Disneyland. To a lot of people, it's a very far-fetched thing, and I think a lot of people don't realise that it's a real job, and people think it's like, why are you going for something like that? That's really lame. You're not a child, you need to grow up. That's the sort of thing I assume I get from other people, and I know people think that about this job and stuff. So it is quite hard to go for something that's not your usual job, because there is that fear of being judged, but I suppose you get that anywhere, but especially with this, there was the fear of that, especially when I was first planning on auditioning. I was going to my first auditions and stuff. I knew I was getting judgment from people like, come on Ez, just because you've been obsessed with Disney since you were little doesn't mean that you have to work for them. And like, it's not just because I like watching Disney films, that's not the reason I'm working there. It's something that gives me passion and I love performing, and why not work for my favourite company in the world? It is my absolute dream to work for that company, not just because I like Disney a bit and I like watching the films and I like the music. I just love the whole concept of Disney and everything it's about, and that job specifically is my absolute dream, and I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I wasn't good enough. I'd go to these auditions and be like, I am gonna have to start thinking of other ways to go about this, because I'm not good enough to get past this audition, and I'm not good enough to be chosen for this specific role, because the people that get chosen for this they have a certain look, they're either a lot smaller than me or a lot taller than me, and I'm just not the kind of person they would pick. And now I know that I am capable of getting this job. Why the hell would I stop now? Because if I wasn't going to stop when I didn't think I was good enough, why the hell would I stop now when I know I'm good enough because I've passed an audition, whether I get offered a contract this time round or not? I'm keeping it in my head that I am, because that's the only way to bring it into your life. You've got to stay positive and believe that it's happening for you, and it will happen for me, whether it's now or later on. But I have it in my head that it's going to be sooner rather than later, because that's the way of me keeping positive and attracting it into my life. As cheesy as that sounds, but I don't care. But I know I'm good enough for it now, so why the hell would I stop? But anyway, that kind of went off topic of the assumption, but yeah, my friends and family really do support me in this now, and I think especially so now that they know that I'm actually like within touching distance of it. I think people are like, oh okay, this is a genuine thing that could happen. Not that nobody believed in me before I passed, but even more so now that I have passed the audition, everyone's like, oh yes, that's amazing, this really is going to happen for you. And a lot of people knew it was going to happen for me anyway, because they believed in me so much, but those that maybe were a bit unsure of the job choice, I feel like understand it a bit more now, and even more so believe in me. So yeah, my family and friends are amazing, and I'm so thankful and grateful for them. Couldn't ask for a better group of people to be surrounded by. The next one, a beautiful, kind, caring and loving girl who is very talented in dance, theatre and singing. So thank you so much. Again, very similar to a couple of others that I was sent, and again, I don't want this to seem like I'm bragging about how nice people are being, but this is what people have sent me, and I just want to talk about it, I guess. I don't need to keep apologising, it's so annoying that I do this. Another thing that I need to work on. But again, kind and caring, one of the things I like about myself is that I am that. Beautiful, something that I still don't believe in myself about. I don't believe that I'm beautiful. Some days I feel kind of beautiful, or like feel good about how I look, but I don't ever feel totally beautiful. There's a lot of things about my appearance that I hate, and it's something that I struggle with every single day. Even today, that is one of the reasons I've been struggling to film, because I don't like the way I look today. And in the first video I filmed, I moaned that I didn't like the way my makeup looked and that I just looked gross. And then in the second video I was moaning about my hair, and now here I am, and there's always something to moan about. And not that I say I'm a negative person and I love moaning all the time, I just mean like when it comes to my appearance, I never feel like I look nice. Like I try to, but then I just don't think again, this isn't me asking for compliments either. That's just how I feel. I'm just being honest with you. If I thought that was beautiful, I'd tell you. But I don't feel like that, and it's a shame. I wish I felt that, because everyone should feel beautiful, and I wish I felt like that, but I don't. But there you go. Some days I feel better without makeup, some days I feel better with makeup. It just depends. But yeah, something I struggle with very, very much. The next one is, you struggle to believe in yourself as much as you should do for how talented you are. I think this video has proved that I do struggle to believe in myself, but like I said, I'm getting better and trying to believe that I am talented enough. I mean, passing the Disney audition, I know I keep referencing to that, but that is what has given me so much confidence, and that is such a big part of my life that I have to keep talking about it, because it's just changed the way I think so much. I don't want to cry. Since January, since I passed that audition, my whole outlook on life has changed. I know that sounds so pathetic, like it was an audition, it wasn't like I've just become this new person, but at the same time I kind of feel like I have, because it's changed my confidence. And especially over the past like few weeks, couple of weeks, I've changed the way I think, retrained my brain into thinking that what I want is already mine, and that I'm going to achieve everything I want, and it's coming my way. And that is how I'm feeling at the moment. And like, just the way I look at things now, I look at things with a much more positive light. Not that I was always negative, but I mean, today I've struggled. I've been kind of negative today, like getting stressed about lots of different things I didn't need to get stressed about. But everybody has those days. Oh my God. As I was saying that, I was like, oh my God, I'm quoting Hannah Montana by accident. But everybody does have those days, and that's very normal. It would not be normal to feel perfectly happy and not stress about anything every single day, because that's just not normal. So I like to admit that I have bad days, but I also now am very good at bouncing back from those days and reflecting on them and thinking, right, was it really that bad? And it's okay to sometimes get really frustrated over the little things, because that's just how our brain works sometimes. And I've just learned how to look at that and think, okay, I've had a bad day, I didn't react to this particular thing or these particular things as well as I would normally like to, but I know I can come back from this and just have a better day tomorrow. And when I look at the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal, and even some things might be a bigger deal than others, and that's fine. But I just know that I can come back and be more positive and start looking at things that make me feel truly happy and start feeling good again, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely improving in the way I think and feel about myself and just life in general. So if I looked back at myself a year ago from today, I don't feel like I'm a new person, but I think so differently now, and in the best possible way. And I think this shift in the way I think is really changing everything for me, and I think that's where it's all going to fall into place for me, and that contract will come through. So I'm feeling really good at the moment. Again, I have off moments, like today I've been kind of on and off, which you will have seen in the videos that I filmed. You'll just see the progress of it. I mean, I think these will be uploaded in a weird order anyway, but you'll just see in each video the things I was dealing with in my head. Yeah, I do struggle to believe in myself a lot, but recently I have been like looking at myself and thinking to myself, this is gonna happen. I've got this. Like, this is, as cheesy as it sounds, this is my year. I'm going to be in Disneyland this year. I know what you're thinking. You haven't been sent your contract yet. You're being a bit optimistic and a bit big-headed, assuming you're going to be there. But I've worked my ass off for this, and I'm putting it in my head that it's going to happen this year. So that it has to. And I'm not going to say if not, because that ruins the whole law of attraction thing, and it'll just remove it all and totally defeat the object. So this year I'll be in Disneyland Paris, and I'll be receiving my contract very soon. It's already on its way to me. If you don't know a lot about the law of attraction and The Secret, I think you should look it up. Some people won't agree with it and will think it's a load of crap, but the more I've looked into it, the more it's helped me, and that's what matters. Again, another really lovely comment, and I can't deal with all the cuteness of everyone. You're a very inspiring young lady who is amazingly talented. I always admire how you kept fighting your insecurities and not let them beat you. You've already achieved so much, and I'm sure there is much more to look forward to in the future. You have showed you can achieve anything if you really want it. And this just, I feel like, completely applies to what I was just talking about. Everything. I know people are going to be like, well, she stopped talking about the Disney stuff, but that is what my whole mindset is based on now, and the way I deal with things. It's all because of that. It's changed my life. I know how cheesy that is, but it has changed my life and the way I think, because it has been my absolute dream. Think about that thing in your head right now that has always been a dream of yours, or something you would love to do or love to be able to do, but you just like, obviously that would never happen. Like, you genuinely don't think it'd ever happen. Like, you don't even have the slight bit of thought like, oh, I could do that one day. That is how I felt like before I started auditioning for stuff, or like just as I was starting to audition for for the auditions for Disneyland. That is exactly how I felt. It was one of those things that, you know, you've got in the back of your head, like living in a mansion in America and being a billionaire, but then you're like, well, no, that's not going to happen. It was kind of one of those things, but it just proves anything can happen if you let it. Mary Poppins quote. I'm telling you, it's crazy how things can turn out if you just keep going. If you want anything, you just got to set your mind to it, and you just got to believe you can do it. I'm almost there. Princess and the Frog quote. All these quotes are accidental, but we're just going to roll with it. I have a lot of insecurities, and I have been fighting them, and sometimes I let them beat me, but more so now, I learn to move past them and accept that I'm not going to think that I'm perfect. I'm not going to feel like everything around me is perfect, but I'm staying positive, and that's what's important. This has turned into a really inspiring, motivational video. Well, I say that, but like, you know, me just feeling inspired and motivated, and giving you my life advice. But people saying these things to me, it just reminds me of how far I've come, and I want to share with you how that's happened and why it's happened. And there are a lot of other things in my life that have helped my confidence and the way I think. Like, I can think of a few things in my head, but the main thing recently, and the biggest thing that's ever happened to me, honestly my biggest achievement ever, before this it was probably passing my driving test, that is still up there as one of my top achievements, but now it's passing my Disney audition. It's got to be. And I don't care that I keep repeating it, because that's what makes me feel better. That's what's changed the way I look at things, and that's what's made me a better person. I know this sounds so lame, but next one. I just think you have such a happy family and strong support system around you. Again, very similar to a couple of the other things that were said, and I totally agree. Obviously life's not perfect. You're going to have arguments with people, you're going to have fallings out, you're going to have, you know, tension and stuff, and people aren't always going to agree with you, or you're not always going to agree with people. It's not ever going to be perfect, but I am very, very lucky with the family I have and the friends I have. From childhood, I have just had the best upbringing. I've been so, so lucky, and I'm grateful for that every single day, and they will support me no matter what. Even if maybe I did something that they maybe didn't agree with straight away, they'd always support me in it. If any of my family members maybe didn't agree with this job choice, I don't know. Some of them might have not agreed with it, just not said anything to me. But they'd always support me, even if they didn't think it was a good job option. Like my mum and dad, if they didn't think that I should go for this, there's been a couple of times where they've said that I should go and audition for other things as well. And sometimes I put myself off doing that because I'm like, no, because I can't focus on anything else other than this, which is bad, but it's what's in my head, and like, yeah, I'm not going to go into that. But they will always support me no matter what, even if they think I should be doing certain things, or they're like, oh, maybe you should do this as well, or maybe you shouldn't do this. And not that I do anything drastic, but you know what I mean. Like, they will support me, even if there was something they didn't agree with, they would still support me, unless it was something really bad and they were like, no, you can't do that. Like, I wanted to murder someone, which I'm not going to do, don't worry, that is not one of the things that I want to do. Anyway, yeah, they will always support me no matter what, and the people I have around me are incredible. And I know I've already said this, but yeah, I'm so lucky. Through my whole life, I have had the most supportive people. Yes, I've had people that aren't as supportive and aren't as nice to me. Trust me, I've had some bad experiences from people. Once they're out of your life, it's fine. I mean, you're still affected by it. I mean, that's probably, a lot of people have probably affected my mental health. Well, definitely have. But I mean, the people I have around me now is what's important, and I've learned from the way I've been treated by other people. Not that I'm glad I was treated certain ways and people were a certain way, but you know what I mean. People are never going to be perfect. You're never going to be constantly surrounded by perfect people all the time. There's always going to be arguments with people you love and arguments with people you don't, and like, you know, people that don't treat you very nicely. Like, I was bullied a lot at school. I really want to do a whole video about like my mental health in terms of education. I think I talked about this before, but that's another video I want to do. But yeah, I'm very lucky with the people around me, and I totally agree. I have a lot of supportive people in my life, and a lot of people do say that they love my family and that we are such a happy little family, and because we're all a bit crazy, and We have a lot of fun. To me, it's perfect. Again, another lovely one. A lovely, talented young lady. Can't believe you're so quiet when you're here. This is someone I know personally, obviously. You own that stage, Esme, whenever you perform. You're confident and I'm sure all your dreams will come true for your future. A pleasure to know you. Again, so, so lovely. Yeah, sometimes when I've only met someone a few times, I might be a bit more quiet. It just depends. Like sometimes meeting new people, I am a bit shy. I'll be a little bit quieter sometimes, but once I get to know someone more and more, the more I come out of my shell. And it was the same with YouTube. I was very shy when I first started making videos, and I've just suddenly come out of my shell, and now I don't think I've ever been more myself in my videos than I have been recently, and I love that. Yeah, you just, once I get to know someone, I am very much more myself and more outgoing, but meeting new people, sometimes I struggle, and I sometimes get nervous to, you know. Sorry, my battery died. I've just put a new one in, which isn't fully charged either, so I've been doing a lot of filming today, like I said, but I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, basically, sometimes I can come across a little bit shy in front of new people, and sometimes I'll be scared to start a conversation with someone new, but once you get to know me, I'm fine, and I have improved with that a lot. It's another thing I've improved with. I'm not super confident in front of brand new people, but I've definitely improved. And then one of my friends as a joke put, I always assumed you were a snake. So thanks for that. Definitely not a snake. Then the next one kind of gives it away who it's from when I read what it says, but all my grandchildren are special to me and have all got special talents in my eyes, but I've seen you struggle with life and it used to make me sad. Oh, this is gonna make me cry. But you've come out the other side a much stronger person, super talented. I'm so proud to call you my granddaughter. Love you to the moon and back. You haven't got a nasty bone in your body. Last part, I love that. Because again, I just don't understand not being a good person and being nasty. Like, I'll never understand nastiness. Sometimes maybe if you're angry, sometimes you'll snap at someone and come across and say something nasty by accident, and I've done that before. Like, if I've got angry, I'll say something that I don't mean, or I'll say something a bit mean and then feel really bad afterwards, but I'm never deliberately nasty to someone or people, or like regularly horrible and nasty, because that's just not in my nature, and I would never even, I don't understand people that go out of their way to just be mean to people for the sake of it and get joy out of it. I just genuinely, it's something that I've never understood. Like bullies, I just don't get it. I know, I get some of it because sometimes it could be like there's a deep meaning behind the way that they act towards people because of the way they may be treated, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes in some people's lives, but at the same time there's people where you're just like, there's no excuse for it. Yeah, I could never be a nasty person. I just don't understand it, and people may think differently about me, but that's just nasty people making up nasty things, isn't it? And then, you know, I'm not a nasty person. I know I'm not. So whatever people say about me, like, I'm not a bad person. I always try my best to be a good person, and I know that I am. Again, I've seen you struggle with life and it used to make me sad, but you've come out the other side a much stronger person. Definitely. Again, I want to make more videos talking about this. I kind of have talked about stuff like this in like anxiety videos and stuff, but again, I want to be more open. I think 2014 and 2015, they were the years that, they were the two worst years of my life. Don't get me wrong, some amazing things happened then. 2014, I went to Disneyland Paris, one of the best experiences ever. But other things that happened in that year and the following year meant it was a really horrible year. So I'm very lucky that I had things like that to like make it better, and to sort of, you know, look back on and think, well, it wasn't all bad because I had fun experiences like that. But yeah, breakup, losing someone close, lots of things, and and my mental health was at its absolute worst. I just hit rock bottom, and again, this is something I'm going to talk about in my mental health in education video when I talk about sixth form, and maybe I'll do separate videos about each stage of school because there's a lot I could talk about. I don't know, I'm going to start planning it out, and maybe I'll film some videos about some of the things that I said that I keep inside, who knows. I've gone through some horrible times, and again, I could say I know there's people that have it worse off than me, which I get, because there are people that are in poverty and don't have a roof over their head and don't have, you know, clean water. And they definitely are worse off than me, and I totally understand that. But then there's also the, like, everyone has their own struggles, and it's okay to feel like you're struggling with something or feel sad about things, even when you are very lucky, like I am, to have a roof over my head. I always remember how lucky I am, and sometimes I do struggle with things that I get, in the grand scheme of things, aren't as bad compared to other people, but I still have my struggles, and it's okay to struggle with things. You don't always have to think, oh, but I have a way better life than this person, I can't complain when I have food every day and I don't have like £0 in my bank account. Yes, they are very horrible things to deal with, but you also have things that you're dealing with yourself, and it's okay to feel sad and feel like you're struggling, even if it's not as bad as other people deal with. Basically, I feel like they were the worst 2 years of my life. I feel like I'm going off on one in all of these questions, but I'm just getting really, not questions, assumptions, but I just feel like I'm getting really into it and just chatting about how I feel and being honest with you. Yeah, I used to struggle a lot. I do still struggle with my mental health. It's not perfect. I fainted last week because of my health anxiety, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's improved a lot. And again, anxiety is what I want to start talking more about and do more videos about again, because I've done a couple of videos on my anxiety, but I could do more videos on it, like talking about specific times that it's affected me the most and all of that sort of thing. But yeah, I've definitely become a stronger person, and there's still a way to go, but I've never felt stronger than I do right now, which is amazing, and I just love it. It makes me feel happy talking about it. Just when I think back to like how I felt back then and how I'm doing now, it's just unreal. Then a couple more really, really lovely ones that I'm just going to go through, and then we're nearly done. Next one. When I first met you and was invited to your house, I honestly thought you were just being kind, because I was sat very close to your conversation with friends. I'm not going to go into too much detail, just because I'm keeping it anonymous. People might know, but it doesn't matter. And you felt bad that I could hear. They thought that because they were near the conversation, I felt bad that they could hear, so that's why I involved them, because I felt bad and didn't want them to feel left out. And I thought that you were too good to ever be considered a best friend of mine, because you are just so talented, and I would never have been able to put myself in your league. But now you're a sister of mine, and count myself to be the luckiest person to have you. It has been an honour to be your best friend, and I wouldn't change anything for the world, even though I was considered to be the ugly sister in our first principal show together. Thank you for making the first move, because I would have been too scared to ask you. I love you. So people who know me and are close to me, you might know who this is. And if you've got me on Facebook, you might have seen the comments, because this is off my private Facebook. But anyway, not the point. That is not the reason I invited you to my house or became friends with you, because I felt sorry for you or that I didn't want you to feel left out. The reason I became friends with you is because you're flipping incredible, and that's why I wanted to be friends with you, because you're hilarious and you are really kind and so talented and just amazing. And of course I wanted to be friends with you. I wouldn't just become friends with someone because I felt sorry for them. Like, obviously I try to be nice to people. If I think someone feels left out and is sat on their own, I'll obviously try and make the effort to make them feel included. But then if I got to know them more and we just didn't get on, I wouldn't pretend I was their best friend. Like, and that's not the reason I became friends with you. I became friends with you because we started to talk more, and you were hilarious and you were really kind to me and still are, and now we're really, really close, and I'm very, very glad we are. I love you a lot. I don't even know what to say, because it's just too kind. You're a sweet person with a huge beaming smile, and your goofy side is charming and fun. So yeah, I'm kind of fun and crazy, but also nice, I guess. Yeah. Again, I like to say that I'm nice because that's something that I'm proud of, that I'm a nice person, and I do have a big smile when I'm happy. One of the things I'm insecure about though is my smile, because I don't like my teeth. Thank you. I'd agree with it, kind of, without being like, yes, I'm so great. I've got the most beautiful smile. But if you think you've got the most beautiful smile, if you think you're great, go for it. But I don't think like that. But I'd say that I do have my goofy side, because I'm a bit mental and a bit loud sometimes, but it's the best way to be. A gorgeous young lady with a big heart. Go fly and live your dream. You deserve it. Such a talent. Thank you again very much. Very similar to a couple of the other comments I got, but yeah, I am going to live my dream. I'm gonna do it. You are one amazing, talented young woman who needs to believe in herself more. So again, it's all about needing to believe in myself more, which I totally agree with. I work hard at what I do and what I'm passionate about, and I should be proud of myself. I am proud of myself for that, but I should believe in myself more and know that I've worked hard to get where I am and that I'm good. But sometimes, again, I feel awkward to say it. I'm like, oh, I'm good, I am talented. Oh no, now I sound too big-headed. Now I sound like I think I'm amazing, and it's going to be really awkward when people think that my singing voice isn't good, or that my acting isn't good, or my dancing isn't good. Some people might not like my singing voice. That's fine. I've worked hard on it, so I'd hope that it's good, because I've done a lot of work on it. It's not perfect, but who is? Nobody's perfect. God, I'm quoting a lot of nobody's perfect today. And that is everything. This video ended up being a lot longer than expected and a lot chattier than I expected, and it got real deep, but I love that. I love being deep on my channel because I just like talking about things and trying to be inspirational and all of that. I just love it. I'm really enjoying trying to share my experiences and try and inspire people. And again, I feel silly for saying that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm making it out like I'm really inspiring and I have a lot to teach people. But no, I just like to tell you about my experiences and that I'm just a normal human. Not that anyone thinks I'm a celebrity, but I'm just normal, and I don't want to put on a fake front on my YouTube that I'm happy all the time, and I like to be honest with you. And it's so worth it when I see people messaging me or commenting on my videos saying that I've helped them or that they can relate to me in any way. So this is probably a long video, but if you got this far, then hi. Thank you. Okay, so that is all the assumptions. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any other videos you want me to make, any more chatty videos like this, certain topics you want me to talk about, what you want me to start being more open about, anything, advice videos, I want to start doing more of those. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Getting close to my goal of 1,000, and it's very exciting. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!